People always mention Siberia when they talk about how cold it is, but not everyone realizes if Siberia a country, where it is located, if it's a part of Russia or no. So here's the video about everything you wanted to know about Siberia. Where Siberia is it in Asia? And how do people survive in Siberia? Siberia is in Asia, and it stretches all the way from the Ural Mountains to Pacific Ocean, from Arctic hills to China and Mongolia. When I say huge, I mean it. Siberia is larger than the US by 30%, and it's larger than Canada by 25%. If you think it is cold in Siberia, then you are completely right. I was growing up in the coldest area of Siberia. It's called Sakha Republic, and it's one of the coldest regions in the world. So how cold it is? -20 is comfortable, I would say. I would still go outside, even hang out with my friends outside and take normal walks. -40 is way less comfortable. You will try not to go outside, but you will still have to go to school and do your normal activities. And only -50 is when it's really cold. Like, the schools will get closed and people will try to be inside as much as possible, but to be fair, it is true for any day, I guess, for any temperature. But even me being a teenager, I wouldn't go outside at -50, which I would do in -30. But -50 is not the minimal temperature. The minimal temperature ever registered was like -90 Fahrenheit. But as I said, Siberia is so huge that there are so many time zones, different regions, different climates. Some people live in the milder climate. Some people do live in the extreme cold. Growing up in Siberia is pretty harsh. That's why I grew up such a tough and stubborn person. And if you want to know what it is like to be a native Siberian in the US, subscribe to my channel and keep watching my videos. The nature is insanely beautiful, the landscapes, the sceneries are amazing. We have tundra, we have taiga, we have steppe, we have forest. And Siberia is super rich, just like most of the cold areas of the world. We have natural gas, we have gold, we have silver, we have oil, we have petroleum, and we have diamonds. Now let me tell you more about what it is like to live in this severe climate. I am native Siberian, and I was growing up in the coldest region of the world. With the winter so harsh, we have to cover up in fur coats, fur shoes, fur hats, and fur gloves. Everything is made of fur, or at least wool. Driving a car in winter is really challenging when it gets to -20s or 30s. The cars just don't start. And you basically have two options. First one is not to drive your car until the spring, until it gets warmer. The second option is to keep your car warm all the time using the warm garage, which is very expensive and not everyone can afford it. And the second option is to heat it up with some other devices. Some people use heating pads, some people use actual heaters to put right next to the engine to keep it warm all the night. The winter is beautiful though. Everything is covered in snow, everything's snow white, all the trees, all the ground, all the buildings are covered in snow. And it gets sunny very often, so you will see a lot of snow and a lot of sun rays reflecting from the snow. And if you spend too much time outside, you can get your lashes completely frozen and covered in snow. The other question people ask me often is, how warm does it get? It does get pretty warm, like 70s and 80s in summer, so you can go outside and swim and do whatever wearing shorts and shorts like normal people. One of the most unique things about some regions of Siberia is the white nights. The white nights is basically when it never gets dark. So in summertime you will see the sunset, you will see the sun going away, but you will never see it's getting dark. Having the white nights is a blessing for me, because being a teenager, being on your summer break, the white night is everything you need, because you can spend all night outside hanging out with your friends. It never gets dark and it's super safe and fun. Siberia is super huge and super low in population. All the peoples of Siberia used to be pretty spread out. Many of them used to be nomads. Russia used to be very small compared to how huge it is now, until they started colonizing Siberia. Russia wanted to make Siberia a part of it because of the land and because of the fur. They started building fortified towns all the way to Bering Sea. Because Siberia wasn't highly populated and there were never official governments, Russia just went there and conquered it. Russia only had to make treaties with China, because it's where Siberia ends. When Russians discovered all the natural resources in Siberia, it became a popular destination for resettlement, sometimes forced ones like exiles and gulags. But some of the European Russians moved just because of the money they could make there, like a Russian gold rush. Siberia is not only a part of Russia, it's the biggest part of Russia. 77% of Russian territory is Siberia. But nonetheless, Siberian people are very different from the people living in the western part of Russia. We have different culture, we have different history, and we have different languages and religions. And if you want to learn more about these differences, go ahead and watch my next video.